Welcome to the Maritime Vision podcast. I'm your host, Paul Wioli. In each episode, we bring you exclusive interviews with maritime professionals, industry experts, and students. Our guests come from different backgrounds, including shipping, yachting, offshore, supply chain, and more. Our goal is to give you all the knowledge you need to succeed in the maritime industry. Welcome to the Maritime Vision podcast. And today we are joined by Cedric Leclerc, the founder of Yacht Match, and Landry, an expert of digital solution for the transportation industry and CEO of Ferval. Welcome, Cedric. It's a pleasure to having you in this podcast episode. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, hi, I'm Cedric Leclerc. I'm a previous yacht broker, and now I launched a Yacht Match solution to help yacht brokers satisfy a larger amount of demanding clients.
Okay, interesting. So how many years of experience do you have as a yacht broker?
Well, I started in 2015. I joined TWW Yachts in Monaco. I worked for them for 2 years as a junior broker, learning everything. And they taught, I didn't know anything about boats before I joined them. So they taught me everything. And I remember Peter Thompson really was an angel to me because he took me under his wing, and I learned everything from him, and all his guidance was gold to me. So I was with them for 2 years, and after that I worked with Breeze Yachting.Swiss, for a couple of years until the pandemic, and then I built Yacht Match to help me sell more yachts as I was with Breeze Yachting.Swiss. Yeah.
Okay, anyway, we're going to talk about Yacht Match a little bit later. But first, I want to ask you, why did you choose to become like a yacht broker?
Oh, well, before that, younger, I had my company selling uniforms for airline companies and hotel in Canada. And one of my clients switched and then worked in the uh, uh, aluminum. Yeah, aluminum and Rio Tinto Alcan, which is a major company in
Okay.
America for aluminum. And he asked me, Cedric, we have a job offer for you. We'd like you to go sell aluminum in Dubai, because we like the way you are as a person and as a sales rep. So I took this opportunity. I presented that to my wife. We had really young kids at that time. And my wife said yes to the palm trees, yes to the sea and the sunshine, but not Dubai. So I said, why? It would be a really great opportunity. And said, yeah, I know, but the language. And my wife is more like French speaking. So we decided to go in south of France
Mm.
for the experience. And once there, I didn't want to sell uniforms, like 100 euros per unit or 300 euros per unit. So I decided to have fewer clients and sell bigger boats, that you can give high quality service and really help your client make the best decisions. And of course, I had to learn a lot, but I always was this kind of guy that had fire in my eyes, and nothing could stop me, So I decided to go there in full force and learn everything to do that. Yeah.
Interesting. It's quite funny because I mean, like yacht broker, it's quite you have a lot of stuff to learn, everything about yachting, all the
Absolutely.
shipyards. How did you manage to learn all those informations? Because you have a lot.
Well, actually, that was the first question. That was the first question Peter Thompson asked me. He said, uh, because when I approached him several times, because since I had this lack of intelligence in the yachting industry, um, people thought it wasn't good, to sell boat
Mm.
without any knowledge. So, and Peter Thompson brought me to the Monaco Yacht Club, and he asked me, Cedric, why, how will you do to make some sales? If, and I was like, okay, well, you may seem, uh, I mean, this could be my strength because when I will speak with the clients, instead of saying, "Oh, this is the best engines, this is the best, the best boat, the best brand," I was more agnostic and talking about, "Hey, what will you do with your boat? Where will you go with
Mm.
your boat? You know, with who will you be on your boat?" Having this conversation, I could come back to the expert at my company, you know, with all this golden information about my clients' lifestyle and propose him then something that matches and makes sense for his lifestyle. So that was my approach, and he said, "Okay, Cedric, I get you," and he gave me business cards, and that's how I had my chance in the industry. So yes, I do not think that you need to be an expert in technically to sell yachts. You have to be customer centric, you know, about his lifestyle and his goals and his wishes, his needs, his family, his business, in
Mm.
order to give them what's the best option for to matching his lifestyle. Yeah.
Okay, wow, quite impressive. I'm quite impressed, by the way, because yes, I mean, the super yacht industry, as you know, it's like very close industry. It's very hard to build this network. You were new at this time in Monaco. It was
Pardon?
your in Monaco. It was your first time when you start with as a yacht broker.
Yeah, well, I traveled there several times, but so I knew the place. But yes, it was the first time I worked in Monaco, and it's the first time I worked in super yacht industry at that time. And TWW mainly focus on mega yachts,
Mm,
so
mm,
over 50 meters. So I was, you know, I was new to the industry, you know, without knowledge and a mega yacht company. So I was really a junior broker where I had a lot to learn, and I came from far. So sometimes I think back and say, man, they really, really, really took a chance on me. But and you know, over the time, I got to learn technically. So
mm.
I could go deeper in the technicality, you know, in the conversations with the clients. But at first, you know, it was more general. Yeah.
Okay, okay, interesting. But because, as you know, maybe as a yacht broker, I think the knowledge is more the most important things. Maybe it's more the network itself. How did you manage to build a network?
Well, both. I think knowledge and network is important. Me, knowledge came later, but the network, well, strangely, you know, you know, as a sales rep, you know, in every industry, when you call clients, you know, yeah, you have to go through the process and actually go through you know, the filters, you know, and the company before you reach the decision maker. And in the yachting industry, what's fun is when you when you actually speak with the decision makers, the yacht owners, they have so much fun talking about yachts.
Mm,
You know, they actually don't care if you're a sales rep or not. They just want to speak about their next vacation, their past vacations, what they did, where they want to go, with who they will be. So and that's the fun in our industry, you know. So it's actually quite easy to reach the decision makers. You have if you have their contact details, and you know, and there's technology to find them today. But you know, me when I started, I had a strong presence in dock walking, so I was really, really starting from Spain all over to Italy, and doing all the ports, you know, one by one,
mm,
and speaking with the captains. And when I was
okay.
speaking with the captains, you know, I was just becoming friend, and uh,
Mm,
you know, and I was going hiking with them, going to play tennis uh, or
yeah.
squash. And what I liked about inviting captains playing squash is because you're in a closed cubicle, so you can have a conversation with them, you know. And contrary than golf, where you're outside with a lot of people, and tennis, you know, he's quite far. So playing squash, I really enjoyed it because it's addictive as a sport, and you know, you can build close relationship because you're alone in a closed
Yeah.
cabin. So yeah, that's how I started, and I made a lot of friends, and I want, and then one captain say, "Hey, my owner wants to sell." So and then you take over, you know. So that's a cool thing about yeah.
Quite interesting. Can you maybe describe a little bit the challenges as a yacht broker? Because I think now you can provide us some quite interesting challenges you can have as a yacht broker. So I think it can be good to talk about it.
The challenges as a yacht broker is that it's a chaotic industry
Mm.
because I mean, as a broker, I think in any industries as a broker, it's really hard because you have to manage a lot of client that is looking to buy with different needs, different lifestyle, and when you pay millions for something that is important to you, you have a full set of wishes, deal breakers, preferences, you know, that are dear to you.
Yes.
And on the other side, you have some yacht owners that want to sell their boat, and they are so specialized, you know, and adapted to their lifestyle, and personalized to their lifestyle, you know. So it's really hard to make some matches, and at one point, if you don't have the proper technology to do business, it's chaotic, and
Mm.
you will end up losing client because they will go to other brokers, because you're
Yeah.
either you're not sharp enough, or sending them yachts that make sense to them often enough. Yeah. So
Okay, quite interesting. And what about the most time-consuming tasks as a yacht broker?
definitely finding clients that are outside your network, because once you send yachts to all your networks of clients, after that, where do you go? You know, so you start calling, you take your phone and you call all the brokers, you know, hey, I have this boat. Uh, you know, do you have a buyer for this? And same way around, to find enough market yacht for
Mm.
a qualified and hot client. So if there's a client that has the budget, he's ready to buy now,
Mm.
right? He needs a boat really soon. And you've done the tour of all the boats you have in your database, you know, all the boats that your clients own. So what do you do then? Again, you just take your phone and you just call the people you
Yeah.
trust and know in your network to find out, hey, I have this hot buyer, you know, do you have a boat for him that and to send him a boat that he haven't seen before, because your client may know other brokers, and he's intelligent, you know, he's done the tour of what's on the web, and you don't want to send him some yachts that you've seen before from someone
Mm.
else or on the web. So finding off-market yachts, you know, the perfect gem that matches your client's lifestyle,
Mm.
uh, but he hasn't seen before. That's really the most difficult part, and time-consuming part
Okay,
for yacht
interesting.
brokers.
So I think now it's a good transition because then, as a yacht broker, then you grow up, you continue your career, your journey in the yachting industry. Then I've seen on your profile you worked as a yacht consultant.
Yeah,
Uh,
well, yacht broker. So that's
okay,
yeah,
it was the same. Okay,
that's a different
on
word to say. It's a softer word to say broker.
okay, okay, quite good. And then you decided to create your own business. Can you explain a little bit? And then laundry, of course, you can start asking the question you want because I think it can be quite relevant as well.
Well, absolutely. The it, just to enter this, so to explain you, before I had my company selling uniforms, I was selling technologies and CRMs for Fortune 500
Mm,
in Canada and America. Okay, so I had a deep knowledge of all the CRM softwares available out there, you know, and their advantages and disadvantages. So as a yacht broker, I realized that the technology out there was not optimal. It was really good. They have their strengths in certain areas that I don't have, but I quickly realized that there are some ways to improve, exactly like to find off market yachts and to find buyers that's
Mm.
outside of your network, and also to help, because the company I was working with, breezeyachting.swiss, they were extremely strong in marketing at that time, with follow-up sequence and Facebook ads and Instagram ads. At that time, in 2017, it was quite, advanced for that time. So we had a lot of leads. Me, when I had one listing at that time, just from their marketing, I had every day like 6 to 10 leads for my boat. But
Mm.
they all had different lifestyle, different wishes, different, and when you pay 20 million for a boat, you have a long list of preferences. So your client may want stabilization on your boat. He wants an hydraulic platform with a spa hammam for the wife, and he wants a balcony, or a full beam master, or and a balcony on the master room, or a garage with a bow lounge and an American style galley, right? And
Mm.
when you go on MLS listing sites and you put all these search criteria, you get zero search results because the demand is too precise. Do you understand?
Mm.
So yacht brokers, what they do, so you're missing out on good opportunities, that may just not have the spa hammam that, but has everything else. So yacht brokers, what they do to not miss out, they will just they will search on search engines just by your client's budget and the
Mm.
size of the boat to have the maximum search results. But then you have to go through each one of them and read the descriptions to find out which one makes sense for your buyers, right?
Mm.
So for one client at a time, you lose a massive amount of time to help one client. So when you're helping 10, 20 clients buying a boat, it's impossible with the current technologies to help them accurately, and satisfy them all. So Yacht Match and matchmaking will allow you for one client to consider all the search criteria of your clients and the deal breakers and what he doesn't like.
Okay.
And in one click for all of your client, it will just bring you the best match on the market on top. And it may
Okay.
match 95% or 80%, if it's just missing one little thing that he wishes, well, you won't miss out on this, and you will see it on top,
So
so that's the value of matchmaking and yacht match, and it will really help yacht brokers and any brokerage industry, like private air jets, helicopters, real estates, like villas, and that's where the gold is, and I think Yacht Match is really a technology adapted to the super yacht industry or any luxury industry, for brokers. Yeah.
Okay, very interesting. Okay, so it's like it should be very accurate. I mean, we can like the filter system is very powerful. I mean, we can even choose like the engine we want if the owner wants a specific kind of engine. If you want I mean, it's like because
Exactly.
I was used to use Yatco, maybe
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So this one is you have quite some features like that, but it's not so accurate. You cannot choose so many stuff, but still what kind of add value you have in comparison with those platforms?
Well, the Yachtco, Yacht World, they are extremely powerful system, and actually, I think Yacht Match is a great addition
Okay.
to these MLS. And ultimately, I think there should be a partnership with these platform. But the value Yacht Match will bring you is, in these platform, they are called advanced search,
Mm.
and their core searching system is based on filtering search. So the more values you put, the less options you will have at the end, and that's how you miss out. And the cool thing with Yacht Match is, if your client if all sorts of wishes your client wants. Like you said, you may send a beautiful option to your client, but then he tells you, hey, but I don't like pale wood. I like this
Mm.
cherry or walnut wood inside. And this is a really, really good example, because so many clients has this preference, like
Mm.
pale wood or cherry wood. These are not search options on any of these sites.
True. Yeah.
While in Yacht Match, if the client loves the boat, but he absolutely wants pods, or he wants Volvo, or he
Mm-mm.
he doesn't like he doesn't like cat, so for engines, so it's really difficult then, to filter your, if you want to bring value and send them yachts that make sense with his wishes. um it's then hard to do this with other technologies. While with Yachtmatch, we make it easy, actually, and you
Okay.
won't miss out. And the thing is, the downside of these filtering down MLS is, you put some alerts. So based on your client, so the system sends them with your name down your email. Some options that your client may absolutely need an elevator because he's in a wheelchair, but the system will send them yachts that doesn't have elevators, because
Mm.
that's the thing. So I think mixing both our technologies, and these systems are extremely powerful. They have the data, they have a strong user base, and I think we fit perfectly hand in hand, and so that's why we position ourselves as a connector. So that's why we connect with your current CRM, and we connect with your current preferred MLS, because there's many MLS in all countries, and some local little MLS. So we want to connect with your MLS and CRM to make your life easier as a yacht broker.
Okay. Quite interesting. Maybe you want to say something, Andrew, or
Yeah, tell
I,
me.
I have tons of questions. So,
Yeah, yeah, go.
so the first question I was thinking about when you explained in the beginning, that when you started you were asking about the lifestyle, not just the hard, I would say, attributes of a boat or a yacht. Can you explain, give some example if you are able to reproduce this questionnaire of lifestyle rather than the hard facts of a boat through your platform?
I'm not sure I understand 100% your question. Can you rephrase,
Yeah,
please?
I mean, if you were asking, when you started off your career, you were more asking, okay, you didn't have the technical,
Yeah,
experience
yeah,
in the
yeah,
beginning.
yeah.
Asking, okay, what are you gonna do with your boat, etc. Have you find a way to reproduce this approach in your platform, basically?
Yes, yes. Well, actually, the the first questions, because we make it really easy. So when you create a client profile in Yacht Match, the first question is all about the lifestyle. So is he the client, is he like, he likes projects, so or he wants an eco-friendly yacht, or if you want a yacht for party, so we have these buttons where for like parties, or just relax cruising, or cross Atlantic crossing. So it will really bring you some yachts that with the right range for that, so we have these specific lifestyle that when you click, it will pre-select actually the fields under for you, and then you can adjust as you wish. Yes, so
And
that's
so
how it works.
interesting. And so, on the other side, so I understand you specify as a buyer, for example. When you reference a yacht, do you actually um, verify yourself, or how does it go to make sure that what you call a party boat is means a party boat within the platform, and that hasn't been interpreted maybe wrongly by
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Actually, there's there is like a gray area that we're still working on and perfecting this. Our search engine, and matchmaking system is AI powered. So it will actually read the description and sense some keywords, and understand the human language to know if it's a party boat or not. However, another big issue in our industry is not everyone writes the full description, or puts in all the details in their listing. So that's where it blocks us at some point. That you couldn't that's yeah, that's where the AI will be blocked, or the we will not sense those specific words. So we highly encourage all yacht brokers, when you create a listing, to put as maximum details about the boat, because the more stuff you put in, the higher chance you will get to sell your boat, and actually, and even faster, because when you're the other broker, excuse me, will read the listing, he will have fewer questions to ask, so it will go actually smoother and the process.
So you said the magic word AI. I'm not going to ask you your algorithm and so on, but
No, no, no.
I was interested was to know how you've come about with the new evolution with generative AI, because that's I expect that maybe this is not yet implemented, but something that you're probably looking forward to leverage more and more as.
Yeah, well, the generative AI. I mean, we could use it for the chat, but we kind of use it for the yacht search, meaning that the AI will read the descriptions of the yachts, and it will populate in Yacht Match what's all the features he sees, and figure out if it's a ocean crossing yacht or not. So that's how the matchmaking will be AI powered. Um, yeah, yeah, I'm sure there are other ways we could use artificial intelligence in Yacht Match for the search. But yeah, we're working on it actively, actually, because this is where all industries are going, and it's important to integrate it. But we feel that we were quite early to integrate such a powerful matchmaking system, including artificial intelligence.
And one of the thing which I was wondering, because the yacht industry, I mean, when you explain your story, it was quite interesting. The yacht industry is quite traditional, you know. You didn't come from the yacht broking industry originally. If you speak to someone who's been doing that for years and years, they would say, "Oh, you need to, you need to be a captain. You need to do this and this to be a good yacht broker." Um, did you find, or do you find resistance from a certain population of yacht brokers to using your platform because they come from the, I would say, the old way of doing? Or do you feel that, whatever the generation, um, people like it's such a big pain today that they really say, "Oh, that's what I've been looking for a solution like that for years and years."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, absolutely, absolutely. That's a great question, and there are a certain number of boat brokers, and since we're targeting from small boats to 100-meter boats. We have evaluated, around 150,000 boat brokers and yacht brokers and super and mega yacht brokers and the world. I know there are just a few 2,200, 2,500 brokers in the mega yacht, super yacht market. But if you go up to 13 meters, I mean, it's a much bigger pool around the world, and we, if we there are some brokers that are not old school, but they've been around for so many years, and they don't need such platform. And even if you show the value, they will actually never use it. There are some people that doesn't like technology, so, and this we understand. So within this huge pool of boat brokers, we do think it's possible to reach 20,000 brokers total, which is extremely interesting for us, and we see a good opportunity in terms of market.
Right. And I'm going to ask the question that, I've come from the travel industry, so I've seen different waves of disintermediation
Yeah,
along different verticals. And do you believe that your platform, like, in a way, could, break a bit the yacht broking market, because you're kind of having a very precise view on the market, and maybe the role of the middleman. I mean, again, for you, super mega yachts, I think this will always be, kind of a manual sell because it's so complex. But for maybe a certain range of boat, do you believe that your platform could, take away the middleman role?
abs not take away the middleman. That's really not the goal. It's because one of the issues, not one of the issues, but the yacht broker is, for yacht brokers, they really don't like, when the technologies tries to take off the middleman. And as a previous yacht broker myself, that's not what we're trying to do. We want to make it easier for yacht brokers to sell yachts, and we want, yacht buyers to be not dependents, but to appreciate the high level of value yacht brokers can bring them with this technology. So that's really where we want to focus. We don't want to erase and jump over the yacht brokers, because that's not, yacht buyers will always need the expertise of these brokers. And that's how I feel, because it's even for small boats, you will need the expert of someone that will handle all the heavy work and transition and the expertise knowledge of the yacht broker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Excuse
would
me.
expect that your platform actually give more time for your brokers to do the more valuable stuff that they can't do today because of
Exactly,
tools.
exactly. Like Yacht, for example, really concretely, Yacht Match. Let's say if it's the first time you jump on board a boat, okay? So you, with your phone, you create the boat, and as you walk around, you just click the features you see, right? Oh, okay, so there's an hydraulic platform. Oh, there's a pool. There's a tennis club. There's a cinema, jacuzzi. You just click whatever you see, and then once you've put the price and the year and the gross tonnage for the larger yachts, automatically it will prompt you a market analysis comparing this boat on all comparables of same size and volume on the market. So you can have a valuable conversation with the yacht owner about the right asking price for his boat. Or if he's emotionally attached to his boat and he wants to ask way too much, well, then again, you can tell him, I understand the value you see in your yacht, but yacht buyers today, they are intelligent, they know the market. And if you want to sell your price realistically, we have to target around this price range, or it depends about the strategy here. And also, in one click afterwards, you will see with which of your clients this boat is matching. So with some clients you may have forgot because you met 2 years ago in a bar and he told you what he was looking for. But in one click, Yachtmatch will remember this client and tell you that it's matching 75% is search criteria. You understand? So one sentence I hear yacht brokers tell yacht owners quite often is, hey, I have a client interested in your yacht. I know to who I will send this yacht. well, they hear this around and around from all the brokers they see. While with Yacht Match, you can actually show him, hey, it's matching with 9 of my clients, over 75%. And that's where it brings value. And another button, it will tell you which other broker in the world has a buyer matching with your boat. So you step over so many time consuming tasks. You don't have to go back to the office to build a market analysis. You don't have to call all the brokers to find out who has a buyer for this yacht. And this is where it's really golden is, when a client tells you he wants to sell his boat. By the time you set an appointment with the captain to go take the pictures, and then you make a sea trial with the drone and you make a drone video, and then you come back and you send all that to your marketing team, and then they make the brochures, they make the marketing material. There's like a month that has happened before this boat is live on the market. While with Yacht Match, this is a golden month where you could have sold this boat. Um, while it's off market. So it really helps you actually sell your boat before you put it live on the market and maximize your commission. So that's where the value is. Yeah. And like you asked me earlier, Landry, if I think Yacht Match is a disruptive technology. I do believe so. And I think it brings so much value for the brokerage daily jobs that it will eventually come to there. And we have so many innovative product in the in the pipeline that we will launch as well. However, I do believe that the best solution is to uh, to connect all the industry together, is to actually partner up with one of these big MLS, because they do have their strengths that I don't have. So together we would be a much stronger solution for yacht brokers.
Right. So thank you. That was very interesting.
Yeah, well, thanks for your questions, Paul Louis. Do you have other questions?
Maybe I have last questions. I always ask this question to every guest I have on my podcast, which is
Yeah.
what kind of tips or advices can you give for young people who want to become yacht broker, or even for advanced yacht broker, or people who want to start their own company in the maritime industry?
Well, there's 3 questions in there.
I let you the choice at least.
Well, the best advice I can give to any because I've been there. I didn't know anything about yachts, and I moved from Canada to Monaco to for this, and I had young childrens as well. So it's difficult when you start as a yacht broker, because uh, mainly when you start there are no salaries because they take a big bet on you. So it's how much can you hold until you sell your first yacht, and
Mm,
this can be scary for young yacht brokers. But and you may think, you know the yacht owners, the scary part for a young yacht broker is what I said, plus there's no salary. Yacht owners, I mean, there is like this 0.5% of the population,
mm, mm.
right? So they are hard to reach, but they're not so hard to talk with. So if you need the capability to find the contact info. Plus, on the list of things a human needs in his life, the boat is pretty much at the bottom. It's really
Yeah.
luxurious. It's really great to have a yacht. There's so many advantages to this, but on the list a human needs, it's at the bottom. And on the same list, it's pretty much the most expensive to sell, you know? So it can be scary for a young yacht broker to say, "Hey, I want to sell a yacht," because there's a big gap to go. However, what I can show and tell to aspiring young yacht brokers, it's possible. It's possible, but you do have to grind and to work hard, and it's not something you can do part time. This is something you have to focus on. You need to make sure you have the capacity to hold for a year or a year and a half before you sell your first boat. And the first boat you will sell, don't spend it all like crazy. Bank it and bank it until you sell your
Yeah.
second boat,
Yeah.
and then you can start living, right? So it's a huge process. However, it's a cool lifestyle, and it's the best job in the world, because I mean, the other industry closest to yacht brokerage is private jet brokerage. And
Ah.
when I speak with private jet brokers, I have a lot of friends that are private jet brokers, and it's a whole different story, because they are always in suit and tie, slick hair, with shiny shoes, with
Yeah.
and us and the yachting industry, it's just so cool and relaxed. And I mean, it's a lot of work and it's grinding. You have to focus and you have to, roll up your sleeve and work hard. But if you can make it, that's the best job in the world. It's really cool and relaxed. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Very, very good advice. Thank you for this. Yeah, I think we are in the end of the podcast now. It was a great episode. You bring many values on this episode, so thank you, Cedric.
My pleasure.
Of course, you can listen this episode on Spotify, YouTube, and I forgot Apple Podcast. So every link on the description. Thank you again, both of you. I wish you a very pleasant day, and of course, Happy Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Can I add one little thing before we go?
You can.
I can. Okay. Well, for every aspiring yacht brokers, use Yacht Match, because we do have a free plan for you, that you can have some limited features and but can get you up and running until you sell your first boat. So
Perfect.
do
I will put
take
the link
advantage
on
of
the
it.
description of Yachtmatch for sure.
Cool.
Bye
Fantastic.
bye.
All right. Bye bye.
Thank you for listening and watching this episode. We are looking forward to bring you more insights from maritime professionals, experts, and students. Do not hesitate to follow the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Your support means a lot to us and helps us to bring you more content.